right. My name is Roland L. Oswald Sr. I'm also known as Ozzie, and that name was given to me about 1965 by one of my friends at Monsanto. I was born and raised here in Escambia County, attended local high schools, and graduated and attended Pensacola Junior College. And shortly after my graduation from high school, I went to work with Monsanto and worked with Monsanto for 39 years. I retired in 1997. I got started in credit union in 1964. I've been serving the members for 48 years and love every minute of it. It's a sense of fulfillment. The credit unions are about people helping people, and that's what we do, and do it well here at Gulf Winds. Back in those days, of course, it was a very small operation. No computers, none of that. We had ledger cards, and it's just intriguing. Back in those days, it's just like it is today. People didn't want to volunteer, so when somebody expressed a desire to run, well, they got the support of the people, and so I decided I would run. I was elected to the credit committee. I served 4 years on the credit committee, and then I was elected to the board, and I've been serving on the board since. I attended Tate most of the time. I graduated from Escambia County High School. We had a lot of additions to the plant. The plant was, I guess, its biggest in the 60s and 70s, and from there it started to decline, and that was one of the things that led us to make the decision that we would go off-site with our credit union. We'd buy some property. We bought this property, and we would build a building and on the outside because of the decline of the plant. And then came the time where our membership was declining. It was really getting bad, and we knew that if we didn't do something, that we'd be in that same boat. So we decided to ask the state for a community charter, and the state would not give us a community charter. They would only give us a zip code charter. We could take in certain zip codes, and we said, no, that's not going to be good enough. So we asked the feds, and they said, no, we'll give you Escambia County, Florida, Escambia County, Alabama. So we said, and Santa Rosa County, and we said, that's what we'll do. So we did. Well, always in the past, our credit union has always been receptive to helping other credit unions. That was our second merger. First one was Newport. However, this was a better merger than the Newport. Newport was smaller and had more debts and not many assets. Escambia County had some good employees, good, well-run credit union, and we thought it was a good mix for us. We could help them at the same time they help us. And as you can see, where the employees are now, I think we have 3 that are VPs, so they're good people. In the latter years, right before we retired, Vance was in one of my groups. He ran the garage service area, and Fred, he worked in yarn maintenance. All of us, we were all close, well, very close. We still have that desire to help one another, to help our members, and we were one of 2 credit unions in the state of Florida to have to quit giving interest refunds. We used to give interest refunds as high as 27% of the interest that you paid on loans. We'd keep it back to you. And then they said, you can't do that anymore. You need to operate more like a business, and so that's where we are. Our membership, fortunately, our credit union has weathered the storm very well. A lot of that is directly attributed to Chris. And So we've helped in that aspect, but we also help in our giving. We have some charities that we are involved in that we have been able to help the community. One in particular, and I'll tell you this little story. I attend church at Gonzales Baptist Church. We're also a manna food bank distributor. And for 2 Sundays, the people who work in that food bank would make a comment that they ran out of food, that manna didn't leave enough food. So I got up on a Monday morning and it was on my mind to check and see what was really going on. So I called down and talked to the lady and found out they just didn't have the money to buy it. So when I came in, I told Chris that I wanted to talk to him about something. I had something on my mind. And then he told me about a situation he had, and I said, well, let me tell you mine now. So I told him I'd like for the board to make a donation to Manna Food Bank. And I told him about the shortage of money. And so the board authorized $25,000. That's just a few ways that the credit union helps the community. The Miracle League, right down here on 9 Mile Road, we contribute to them. We give them $5,000 a year, and that's primarily to pay for the insurance for those kids when they come out to play ball. Their parents have to pay the insurance, so that's to pay for their insurance. Well, we're a little different breed of folks, and I say that out of respect for them. We, for the most part, don't abuse our credit. We have, over the years, learned that you have to use your credit wisely, and most of us have, and it's paid off.
So you graduated from Escambia?
Escambia County High School.
That's different.
Yeah, that's back in the day. They used to have an adult. I attended Tate for 11 years.
Right.
And then I graduated my senior year from just one of the best decisions, and I'll brag on Chris. Yeah. One of the best decisions we've ever made was when we hired him. We had interviewed, and along in those days, we helped other managers, CEOs, get better jobs, get more money, because after we would interview them and get close to them saying yes, they'd go back to their board and talk to the board, and their board would come up with an increase. So we had gone through that on a couple, and they said we had one more interview. So we taken a break at the time, and when we went back, well, there he was sitting in the chair, and then we all went by and looked and spoke and went in the boardroom, and man, he's too young. Man, he's too young. But when we got in there, he had the right answers. Everything we threw at him, he had the right answer. So when we got through, we thanked him and all, and we said we don't want to let him get away. We need to talk to him a little bit more. So he went to his mother's, and then he came back, and the rest is history. He's just my folks migrated here from up South Alabama right after the Depression, and just my parents, my grandparents were up in Alabama, and then all of my kids are here, and my grandkids are here, and great-grandkids. So we're making a good start.
Taking over.
Taking over.